Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, July 16th. It is 6:19 right now. Market's going to open in about 11 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a few things here to update, and we should be good to go. All right, let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right. All right, guys. Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, July 16th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. As people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here, and then we'll go from there. So it looks like we might be at all-time high from what it's looking like right now. It looks like it. So that means there's going to be a ton of liquidity down below. All-time highs are always a little tricky. They're a little tricky, but they're also good because whenever price is at an all-time high, typically there's a lot of volatility because a lot of people are either going to look to push it up higher or they're going to look to pull it back. So I guess we'll see. Just going to finish this off and then I'll see what's here so far. Yeah, there's a ton of liquidity down below. At this point, there's kind of no point in going to higher time frames. There's so much liquidity down below. All right, going down to the 1 minute. Looks like we are good to go. All right, guys. So good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, July 16th. It is 6:23 right now. This is here so far. Morning, Drew. Morning, Maria. Morning, Chelsea. Morning, everybody. Morning, Sam. All right, guys. So, yeah, looks like we're pretty close to the all-time high, if not already at the all-time high. I mean, we'll have to play by ear, but it looks like we're basically at the all-time high at this point. All-time high is like right here at, I mean, like a few points away. Morning, Sadie. Morning, Rashida. Morning, Steven. Morning, guys. All right, looks like we're good. Morning, David. All right, so great news. Trade of 8 is working. I took a tester trade this morning. Worked out perfectly fine. Got in, got out. No issues, no lag, no delay, no slippage. So hopefully it works and continues to work for the rest of the session. But just wanted to confirm with you guys, take a tester trade so that I could, make sure, of course. I got all of my copiers set up. Let me just make sure everything is proper. Yeah, looks good. So got everything set up here. Markets can open up in about 6 minutes. We had news over here at 5:30 as a retail sales. Obviously, you can tell it's pretty obvious, the big candle. There's also red book 5. And then we have more news coming up over here at 7 o'clock. We have NAHB housing market index, retail inventories, business inventories, basically medium to low impact news events right here at 7 o'clock. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to get in and out of these entries prior to 7, of course. And then we'll go from there. All right, we got 5 minutes till market open. Yeah, it looks like price is going to keep inching up to the all-time high. ATR right now is currently at 9.6. Obviously, this is pre-market ATR, so it's pretty low. And I guess we'll see what happens here. So the only targets that I'm really going to be looking for are going to be, I mean, obviously the price targets. There's not really going to be sessions up here because price is currently above everything. But looking down below, so if price pulls back at all, the first target that price will probably aim for is going to be the sessions right here. Price pulls down lower, it's going to be the news price right here. If it pulls lower than that, it's going to pull down to the sessions down here. And if it pulls lower than that, of course, the news price right here. And then if it pulls lower than that, of course, liquidity down below here. So there's a couple different target price points that price will probably reach for. I mean, the news price is likely to be a target, but for the most part, the sessions here are going to be the bigger targets, right? So the London, New York high right here. And then going down right here, we have the Asia high. And then going down right here, we have the liquidity. And there's a bunch of liquidity sitting down here. So you can see if price does come down any further, there's going to be a lot of areas here for price to test. So those are the things to look out for. Morning, Felicia. So yeah, first is going to be the initial sessions right here, the green one, which is the New York high and London high. If price comes down, of course, that's going to be the first target. And then if price pushes up, I mean, first target's going to be right here. Next target's going to be up here, of course. So it's a couple of things there to look for. And we'll see what happens here when market opens up. We got 3 minutes till market open. And so we'll just have to wait and see. So, all right, guys, looks like majority of you guys are here so far. Market's going to open up in about 2 minutes. We had some pre-market news over here, retail sales at this big green candle, red book over here at 5:55. And then we have some medium to low impact news over here at 7 o'clock. So I'm hoping to get some entries between 6:30 and 7. And then just kind of play by ear and see where it goes from there. So we got market opening up shortly. There's not really much movement here. We're currently at the all-time high. So see where this goes in a few moments here. And just a confirmation, guys, if you guys are just joining, Tradeovate is working. So you guys are okay to take trades. I took a tester trade a few minutes ago. Just took a small single lot trade. Let the trade run, let it breathe for a little bit, exited. So it's perfect, good execution, no slippage, no delay, no issues, none of that. So Tradeovate's good to go. I know a lot of you guys were panicking yesterday, but you know what happened. There's going to be days like that where stuff isn't working and you just have to wait it through. So we are ready to go, guys. Market is about to open in about 40 seconds. And we'll go from there. We got 30 seconds till market open. We got 20 seconds. Retail sentiment is still 77% short, so probably gonna be looking for some buys today. Also, prices above the pivots. Trend meter's green, pivots are angling up. Market is opening up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open. So here we go with market open right here. Again, I'm gonna wait for some volatility here to pick up a little bit. Again, if price pushes up higher, target price point is going to be this upper level right here, the 750 mark. Price pushes down, first target is going to be the sessions down here. So we got price pushing up right here. Be looking for this after this candle to retrace back, bounce off the pivot, possibly swing back up. If we get something like that, I'll be looking for a possible buy here. So just keep that in mind. All right. So we're getting a drop down right here. So again, if this candle pulls back to the pivots and bounces back up, I'll be looking for a possible entry. So I'm looking for a sharp retracement, continuation up. And that's where I'm going to be looking for my entry. Retracement's not there yet. So price is starting to retrace down right here. Okay, if this candle turns back green, I'll be looking to take this here for a buy. There's about 20 seconds left on this candle, so there's some decent time here. Be watching it. All right, so I'm gonna get into this right here. See if I could. I have to watch this a little bit here because the bring it down by 1 point.
Order submitted.
The volatility here. Unfortunately, I got stopped out on that, guys. It's all good. The volatility here is a little high. So it was pushing up in profit, and then unfortunately it pulled back really hard and it stopped me out. So I'll be looking for another opportunity here for entry. It did turn green, so this was a valid entry for market flow, but the volatility here is just a little too high. So I'm waiting for this here to provide another opportunity for entry. I'm gonna wait for the next candle. I'm not gonna get in on this one right here. But it did push up slightly in profit and then just pulled right back down. It's a little tricky because we're at the all-time high area. So that's what I was saying earlier. And there he goes, price swings back up. It's tricky because there's volatility on both sides. People are trying to catch the top. People are trying to push it back up. And it's just a little tricky right now with how price is kind of bouncing around. So I'm going to wait for the next opportunity here. Not on this candle right here, of course. Wait for the next one. There's a possible market flow entry right here, but I'm going to wait for the price to kind of push out of this area again. So I want it to push out, come back down, and shoot up from here. If price does push up higher, the target price point is going to be the 750 level right here. So again, I'm just going to wait here. Let price kind of push up. There's just not really much direction. This is the issue with where price is currently at. There's not really too much direction. Price is moving. There's volatility, but there's not much direction. We're looking for something like this to happen, right? Something for it to climb up like that. Yeah, exactly. Drew said too crazy for him. Yeah, the volatility is just bouncing back and forth right now. And the problem with this here is that our stop loss is just a little too tight. So when the volatility is spiking like that, you end up getting caught in a whipsaw. Right. So I think right now, currently price is what I would consider in a chop. It's chopping back and forth like down here. We want price to break out of this area and climb up to the next level right here. Okay, now that price is kind of pushing up a little bit, I'm going to look for another retracement. If price is up here, look for the same thing and push up from there. But price is still in this chop right here, so I might just have to wait a little bit for it to break out of this area. The profit was decent though. So initially the profit, I think when we got into this trade It was this one right here, this candle, or I got in right here actually. When price pushed up, it pushed up about 7 points. So it was getting to that point where it almost pushed up to break even. 13 points actually, just not enough for me to get to break even because I got in a little late. So it did push up 13 points, but I'm not enough for it to get to my break even point. Or not break even, but stop loss and profit point. All right, so we got price pushing back up right here. I'm gonna look for the same thing again. Price pulls back, looking for that retracement, continuation back up. So this candle has 30 seconds left on it. Looks like this could have been a market flow entry, but I just missed it. It happened too quickly. Pulled back and it shot right up. Yeah, so that was a market flow entry right there. Unfortunately, I missed it. It happened way too fast, pulled back and it came right back up. If you guys miss the entry, don't hop into it late, guys, because you guys can see how the volatility here is moving. You don't want to get in late because once it hits TP, it's going to pull right back down below. So let's see. I'm going to wait for the next one here. Yeah, so price, the chop here has been confirmed. You guys can see it's just chopping back and forth, up and down right here. Again, I want price to push out of this area, come back down, and then push up from here. I don't really want to trade within this middle area right here. This middle area here is not a good area to trade in because price just chops back and forth. The ATR is currently at 22 ATR. Okay, so there might be an opportunity here for entry, guys, if this swings back up. So we got 30 seconds left on this candle. I'll be watching here if it swings back up, green. 20 seconds left on this candle. All right, got in right here. I think I got in a little too early though. And this choppiness is killing me right now.
Order submitted.
See, price pushes back up. I think I got in too early, guys. I don't think there was an entry here. Because I thought it swung up green and then it just kind of died out. So let me see if I could maybe let this push up a little bit from where it's currently at. I'm gonna try to get out early because, okay, so I got out a little early right there, guys, just for a small profit because this wasn't an entry. I screwed up on this one right here. I could have held on to it, I could have pushed through, but I got out of this entry early. If you guys want to pull out early, feel free to pull out. This here didn't swing up. I was anticipating it to swing up and push right through, but it didn't. So it would have been a full TP, but I'm going to play it safe. You know, like I said, I'm not taking anything dumb here because it's just, and there it goes. It pushes right through. There it goes. It pushes to the target. If you guys ever make a mistake like that and it's not really like, you know, a valid entry, you guys got to pull out early, right? You guys can't get greedy here because this isn't the type of market to get greedy in, of course. We still got a lot of time here at 638. Price finally pushed up. Target price point's gonna be the 650 mark or 750 mark. And I'm gonna look for the same thing here. I'm looking for price to push back and climb back up. Looks like that target's gonna get hit right there, the 750. Not yet. Okay, so if it hasn't hit yet, there could be possible opportunity here for another entry. Otherwise, let's look for the next target. So I need to figure out how to set a pending order, Nick, where it cancels if it isn't filled by the end of the candle, like a time limit order. Let me figure out. I'm pretty sure you can do it, but I got to figure out how to do it. I think that'd be ideal, right? Because you can just set the pending order. Yeah. The problem with canceling yourself is that price could easily spike up and fill it, like at the like when the next candle opens. Because usually once the candle closes, the next one has a lot of volatility on it. Like say, for example, this one closes below, it doesn't fill, and then the next one just spikes right up and it'll fill it. So that's what I'm worried about. I know there's time orders. I don't know if it's available from NinjaTrader, but that's kind of what I'm going to look for next. Okay, so looking for the same thing over here again. I need the retracement. Price hasn't retraced hard enough, but I need price to retrace down a little bit harder. to bounce off the pivot and come right back up. The target up here still hasn't gotten hit at 750, so there's still opportunity here to maybe get in for an entry. If that becomes the case, probably not going to happen on this candle. This candle has about 10 seconds left. So there's not enough time there. All right, so the chop, price is finally at a chop right here. It's now starting to consolidate right here slightly. Price has reached the target. So the first target right there was touched. The next target is going to be the next level at the 800 mark. So the target right there did get touched. That's where we expected price to push up to. And now if price continues to climb up higher, the next target is going to be the 800 mark. This was also liquidity right here. It was a higher high. So this is a level of liquidity. I'll just leave that there a little bit so that you guys can see where it's at. Again, I'll look for the same thing here. Again, if price pulls back and then shoots right back up, probably not going to happen on this candle. It has 5 seconds left. There's not enough time for it to pull back and go back up. So right here, be looking for, again, a sharp retracement. I would need it to pull back to maybe the level 2 pivot and then swing back up. Level 1 pivot's it's just not enough space there. I need price to actually pull back a little bit more. So I need a really sharp retracement back down. Retracement here, unfortunately, just isn't strong enough. Looks like it would have played out too if this was a market flow entry. It's all good. So this was technically a market flow, but it just didn't fit my criteria. I wanted to pull back to the level 2. It only pulled back to level 1 right here, but you can see as it pulled back, shot right back up to its TP. So there's market flow entries. It's just they don't meet my criteria. I want like some volatility to be for sure. The reason why I was looking for the bigger candle was because these previous ones right here are just a little too small. So you can see from these red candles right here, they're just volatility is too low. I wasn't expecting this to spike up like that. I was expecting it to maybe pull back hard and then spike up, but it just pulled back like these normal candles here and then it shot up from that point. So price is currently at the 750 price level. Again, I'm going to be looking for some opportunities here, a strong retracement to the pivots and a push up. If you guys want to take a soft retracement, that's fine, but I'm looking for a strong retracement because I want volatility for this to just spike right to my TP. So you just got to wait for the confirmation here. Again, looking at the confluences, we have bullish momentum right here. Price is above the pivots, trend meter is green, pivots are angling up. Divergence was bullish. It's now bearish. We'll see if it swings down and then it swings right back up. Okay, so again, right here, looking for the same thing. Candle's about to close. Again, I need a strong retracement here. I don't want any small candles. So I'd like this to retrace down a little bit, possibly to the or close enough to the second pivot. We still got 30 seconds left on this candle, so we got a pretty decent amount of time. Again, this could have been another market flow entry if anybody wanted to enter there, but again, for me, I want a strong retracement. The volatility here is starting to get a little bit slow as we get closer to news at 7 o'clock. Yeah, the volatility here is just a little too low at this point, guys. Again, this is a market flow entry. Looks like it's probably going to hit TP again. Came down, bounced off the pivot 1, shot right back up. But the volatility here is just too low. I don't like how price just goes sideways like this, right? Again, another full TP right there. So there's a lot of market flow entries, guys. It's just the volatility is too low for me. Again, right here, if this candle pulls back to the pivot 1, now I'm okay with pivot 1 because price is pretty far from where it's currently at. If it swings back up green, then I'll look for possible opportunity here for a buy for the market flow. So price is going to be touching the pivot. If it swings back up, there's 30 seconds left on this candle, so it's got some time. So I'll be watching it right here. All right. So I got into the entry right there, the market flow. It's pushing up.
Order submitted. Order failed.
Cha-ching. It makes that money sound that you guys mentioned earlier. It's like a cash bill sound. All right, for some reason, let's see, my chart's frozen for some reason. I want to make sure all of my accounts are out. Okay, 1 second. It looks like, I don't know if my trade debate is, gotta make sure everything's flattened out. I'm not sure if everything's flattened out here. I think my thing might be frozen. One second, guys. I'm kind of panicking here a little bit. I don't know how to make sure everything is closed here. Damn. Yeah, so my trailing stop actually got hit too. It's kind of freaked me out for a second because it showed like my trades were still active, but they weren't. Okay, no, we're good. Why does it still show that there's a line here on my trade evade? Okay, whatever, I'm fine. I think my trade evade is, I just gotta refresh this. Okay, I think I'm good, but I don't know why my trade evade still has a line here for some reason. There's two lines on my trade evade, which is kind of throwing me off. Typically, there's just one line, but all right, whatever. I'll come back and I'll mark up stuff here later, guys. We have the arrows on here, so I'll just mark up the entries later in our results. I don't want to miss any more entries here. So again, looking for another opportunity here. Price is climbing back up higher. And we're looking for the same setup, looking for price to pull back and shoot back up. I'm back in profit for the day. So I took one loss earlier this morning over here because the volatility is too high. I took a partial right here. And then right here, I don't know if I got a full TP or if I got out at 10 points. Either way, I'm in profit right now. All my accounts are in green. So that's all that matters to me, to me personally. Okay, so let me go over here real quick. I'm just going to take a screenshot of this. Yeah, all that matters to me, guys. I don't care if I get partial, get full TP, if I get pulled out at stop loss and profit. As long as all of my accounts are in green for the day, that's all that matters to me. And that's all that should matter to you guys too, right? I know it's nice to get full TPs and you guys want to get full TPs, and that's of course perfect. We prefer that, but your main goal is really just to close out the day and the week in green. If you can close out every day in green, close out the week in green, you know, by the end of the month, you'll be in profit and then you don't even have to worry about anything. But yeah, all my accounts are looking okay right now. Now I have to just wait for this retracement. Price pushed up super high. So it did exactly what we were anticipating. So earlier right here, guys, I said if price pushes up, the next target price point is going to be the 800 mark. That's where price went to. The next target from there was the 850. At this point, price is a bit overextended, so you probably want to wait for it to retrace back a little bit. Again, we have news over here at 7 o'clock, so just keep that in mind as price continues to move along. The next target price point here is going to be the 900 mark. So price is currently here right now where it's at the 850. If price breaks above it, it's the next target price point is going to be the 900 mark. This was the first time I heard the money sound. Because you guys always mention that when your stop loss gets moved in profit, it's like a money counter. It's kind of interesting. I never heard that before. It's like when you put money in that money counter, or it goes cha-ching. Yeah, I think for some people it says cha-ching. For mine, it's like a money counter. Like when they put a bunch of bills into that thing that like kind of pulls the money through and it counts it. That's the sound that it makes for me. You could probably change it. I just don't know how to do it. But finally saw that in action. Typically, what happens is it goes to the TP too fast, so it doesn't have time to change the TP. But yeah, this time it did because it moved a little slower than usual. All right, so we're getting a retracement right here, guys. There's a possible opportunity for a market flow entry again if price comes down hard and swings back up. So that's kind of what I'm going to be looking for here. We have 36 seconds left on this candle, so there's still, quite a bit of time here. Here, I'll just copy this over to my Discord real quick so you guys can see my profit so far. Okay, so here are my profits so far for the day. You guys can see all of my accounts over here in the green. It was slightly in the red earlier, came back in the green, and then now back into the green, like as if we took one full trade. So there's no entry there for market flow. Price never came back down to the pivots. As you guys can see here, the volatility is pretty low. CJ said price is going to the moon today. Yeah, that's what happens when we're at the all-time high, Sometimes price just catches that momentum and just keeps climbing and climbing and climbing. And this is what I was expecting today. I was kind of hoping that there'd be more retracement, like something like this, like, our initial entry right here. Pull, retrace, pull, retrace, pull, retrace. Obviously, the volatility here is dying back down. I think we might get a sideways movement until 7 o'clock. It's 6:51 right now, so we got 9 minutes till 8. 7 o'clock, or sorry, 9 minutes till 7. 7 is going to be medium impact news. You have NAHB housing market index, business inventories, and I believe retail inventories. So we got 3 decent news events, medium impact to low impact. And I think for now, this is probably what's going to happen. It's just going to go sideways. Nice. Yeah, it looks like everyone over here took that trade with us earlier, so solid work, guys. All right, so we'll just wait here for a little bit. We got 8 minutes till news. Price is still climbing. The next target price point is going to be this next black line up here, which is the 900 mark, pretty high up. Price is overextended at this point. Let's see, measure from here. Yeah, this is definitely overextended. It's pushed up almost 200 points within the last 20 minutes. And there we go. As price pushes up to the next level, which is the 900 mark. So again, there's still opportunity here. So no need to worry. There's still opportunity, but you got to wait for that opportunity to come to you. You're not going to want to force any trades here. We're having a double body pattern that's setting up right here. As you guys know, that's a V1 variation. It's important that you guys understand the fundamentals, what we're looking at here. This isn't just some random strategy that we're applying. This strategy uses a lot of confluences here. This here is telling you that prices are retracing back super hard, right? So with price retracing back super hard like this, there may be a reversal, there may not, but you can look for a possible reversal if this candle does close red. It might be a temporary reversal, might pull back down to the middle pivots here and then come back up. Or, who knows, this could be a full-on reversal and might just come right back down to open. So, yeah, if you guys are not familiar with the other strategies are beneficial to understanding, where these reversals may happen, right? This would be a CV pattern, not a CV entry because we trade the CVs in the direction of the trend, but yes, this is a CV pattern right here, Max. Because we had the double body rejection. This candle here was smaller. So this could technically be a CV entry if you wanted to take it as that. For me personally, I wouldn't take it if price is mooning like this, to the all-time high. But yes, this is a CV pattern. I would take a CV if it's going up. So what I would look for is for price to come down and then look for the CV down here and then I'll write it back up. See, Max said, right, price should be below the pivots if it was CV for short. Yeah, exactly. So the pivot should have been crossed over. So there should be a shift in trend, and that's where you would look for it. So like what you would look for a CV is you'd look for price to come down here, and then maybe take the CV around this area because the pivots will be above here, right? But nonetheless, it's still a reversal pattern. So the CV pattern that you identified is still proper. This just shows you that price was going to retrace back at least a little bit, right? And that's exactly what happened. You have the CV pattern right there, price retraced back to the previous hold number, which is 850. And then from here, price is now bouncing off it and it's coming right back up for continuation. So yeah, if you're applying a CV strategy, then you would want to trade in the direction of the trend. But if you're just looking at patterns for reversals or retracement, then it's fine because you did that properly. You're like, oh, this is a CV. Okay, if you saw the CV there, you're probably expecting price to come down a little bit, right? And that's pretty much what happened. So you can use CVs in both directions. You can use V1 variations in both directions. You can use breakout V3 continuations in both directions. You can use pivot scalps in both directions. You're just using those as confluences unless you're applying it as a standalone entry. So like, for example, over here, there's a pivot scalp right here. Like, okay, it's a pivot scalp. Price is obviously going to push up. You can see this is a opposite pivot scalp. You can be like, okay, this is a retracement. And then you just wait for this next confirmation for it to push through. So, all right, guys, we got 4 minutes till news. Medium to low impact news right here at 7 o'clock. Probably not going to be much movement from now until then. Like I said earlier, price is probably just going to consolidate in range between these two price points right here. Might even fake out up here. Possibly pull right back down. All right, here's some team profit so far. We got David here with a total profit of 240 for the day. Nice work, David. All wins. All right, perfect. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, looks like we're going to be chilling for a little bit until 7 o'clock. Price did break past the level right here. So price is now above the 900 level. The next level is going to be up here at the 950. This here again might be another CV entry if this candle closes red. Might confirm the retracement a little bit. But yeah, price over here is a bit overextended at this point. Yeah, this thing is still climbing. It's not ready to come down yet. All right, so we will continue to watch this play through. Got news in 2 minutes, so probably not going to take anything here. Typically, you want to avoid trades 5 minutes before and after news because you have the pre-news reaction and then you have the post-news reaction. It's not crazy news though, so you're probably not going to expect anything crazy here to happen, but to be on the safer side, of course, you don't want to be entering any dumb trades here around this point. All right, price is going to reach the 950 level right here, almost inching its way towards. I think this is a lure, so I'd be careful if you guys are chasing the buy here. Price is obviously overextended. You definitely want to wait for it to retrace back and then climb up higher because they're probably just luring people here at the all-time high. This is the all-time high here, from my understanding. And yeah, it looks like they're just luring in some more buyers at this point. Or they might be stopping out the sellers, right? Let's take a look at retail sentiment. So retail sentiment is super, super high right now. The retail is just they're praying that price is going to come down. So price might not even come down here, actually. Now that I see this, retail sentiment is extremely high, 79% short. This means that 79% of retail traders are currently selling. So the market makers are looking to wipe these people out because there's just liquidity sitting up here now, right? We got liquidity to the top side. We got news coming up right here in about 15, let's see, 15 seconds. Target price point is still up here. CJ said agree. They're recruiting people for SpaceX at this point. Because what the hell? Yeah, this thing's pushing up super heavy. It's at like, I think it's over 200 points now. So from this low right here, price is up. Oh shit. Yeah, this is a lot, guys. The overextension here is crazy. If you guys measure this from this low point, so from this higher low right here, like from market open, this thing's pushed up almost 300 points. Putting this in scale, price typically doesn't even move 300 points in a whole day. And it's moved 300 points in like less than 30 minutes. So this is really, really high. Like, I think we might be underestimating how high this is. Because it's pretty high at this point. It doesn't look like it's very high, but it's pretty high. I didn't realize it pushed up that much. And if you measure it from the actual lower low, so if you measure from the news price down here, this is from 5:30 a.m., price has pushed almost 400 points. Like at scale, we don't get this much movement in an entire day, usually. So just keep that in mind, guys. Yeah, the volatility here is actually really, really high. The ATR is currently 26, and it's not just 26, it's actually moving at 26, basically like per candle. So let me measure this real quick. It's actually moving higher. So the ATR is 26, but if you measure these candles here, these candles are moving like plus 30 points. This is like the hate-love relationship with all-time highs. Because like I said earlier this morning, before we got to these points, I mentioned, there's going to be a lot of volatility on both sides. You're going to have volatility pushing up to stop out the sellers. You're going to have volatility on the sell side for people trying to push price back down. I'm surprised there's this many people holding sells. They're getting wiped out right now. This thing's pushing up so strong. Like your stop loss would have to be so freaking high for it to survive. Because if you entered a sell right here, like for example, I could tell people probably entered sells right here, right? This is a key area. You can see how it's starting to push down a little bit. Imagine entering a sell right here, and then you're now in a 150 point drawdown. That's crazy. Yeah, that's nuts. All right, so I'm gonna keep looking for entries here, guys, but at this point, this is very, very, very overextended. Like I can't even underestimate how overextended this is right here. But if there's volatility, there's volatility. So I'm looking for that hard retracement, push back up. I'm not going to chase this though. You're basically capping out at the top if you're going to enter a buy at this point. Like I need the retracement or some sort of retracement. I probably don't even need it to pull back to the pivots. At this point, I might be okay with like taking a retracement to like any of these price levels. Damn, it's at the 41,000 mark almost. This is the target price point now, guys. 41,000. Yeah, Jermaine said it has to fall. It's gonna fall a little bit. I don't think it's gonna like retrace super hard. Like I don't see it retracing back to opening price because that's crazy retracing right there. There's no way they're gonna let all these retailers win. That's a lot of people to basically give free money to. That's a 300 point drop. I'm not expecting it to drop that far. It's gonna retrace, but I'm not expecting it to fall. Like it might fall tomorrow when like everyone's late to entering the buys. Because what will happen tomorrow or later this week is a lot of these sellers are going to move to the buy side, right? They're going to give up. They're going to be like, okay, I'm done taking these L's. I'm going to move to the buy side. Once people move to the buy side, then they're going to push price down and just kill them even more. It's part of the vicious cycle of trading. A lot of people are just too stubborn to stick with their trading plan. And that's happened with a lot of people, including myself. I'm sure that's happened to you guys before, right? You guys just keep taking so many L's. Like say, for example, you're taking a bunch of sells right here and you keep losing. And you're like, all right, screw it. I'm going to take some buys. As soon as you start taking some buys, what happens? Price reverses and it starts going down and you start taking more L's. That's the game, right? That's the whole point of or the whole game of trading. Like if you understand um that you need a bias, like for example, we have a buy bias here. So I'm only looking for bias here. I'm not counter trend trading, not looking for any sells. I'm only looking for bias here. As long as you have some sort of bias and you guys believe in that bias and you trust it and you know it's going to go in that direction, then keep looking for trades in that direction. Only change directions if your bias changes. So the only way I could start looking for sells right here is if price comes down below here and I see price start to shift above, right? When I see price go below the pivots and I see that the pivot start to shift in the other direction, then okay, I'll start looking for some sells. But in no way I'm going to look for sells here anytime soon. Like this thing would have to come down pretty heavy for me to start looking for some sells because you can see how spread out these pivots are, right? Look at these pivots. It's not showing any sign of stopping right now. All right, so we're currently at the 41,000 mark. This is like a huge whole number. So I think at this point, price might come down a little bit. And then I think it's going to push through and just stop everybody out. I think a lot of people are trying to take some sells right here. I wouldn't be surprised if this number here jumps to 80. So if you want to come back to retail sentiment, keep checking this. If this jumps up to 80, then expect a push up higher, right? But I think price is going to die down right here. It's a key level right now. This is at 41,000. This is like a whole 1,000 mark. So I think at this point, price will probably consolidate here for a little bit, maybe in this area. Might come down, lure in some more sellers, and then come right back up to stop them out. Something like that. You guys have seen this pattern. It's kind of like a head and shoulders, like a shoulder, an inverted head and shoulders, actually. So I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this before, right? Boom, and stop them all out. So consolidate, lure in some sellers, come down a little bit, give some people some hope, come back up, and then stop them all out. Inverted head and shoulders pattern. Yeah, CJ said, I guess the market is sticking the middle finger to Tradeovate for not allowing us to trade yesterday. I know, right? I wish there was more retracement though, but damn, this thing is not coming down. So again, keep an eye out for this here, guys. Retail sentiment. I think that's going to be the key thing. The fundamentals aren't going to help you, of course, because it's going to be bullish. It's not going to change at all. It's up 500 points right now. You guys can, that's a lot. That's pretty far up. NASDAQ is currently down 64 points. The Dow and S&P are currently up right now. There's no other news events for right now. I'm surprised there's no breaking news. I mean, that's kind of what's throwing me off a little bit here. I'm expecting some kind of breaking news here and just kind of give some insight as to like what's causing price to climb up like that, other than, price just pushing up the higher high. But again, like I said, like I just said earlier, guys, it's probably going to consolidate around the 41,000 mark. So right here, I don't think price is going to push up very much higher. It's probably going to consolidate here. Eventually, I do think it'll continue pushing up, but I think they're going to lure in some sellers. They're going to, it's getting exhausted right here. So you guys can see the consolidation that I mentioned. It's going to consolidate a little bit, probably come down, and then come back up. There's a V1 pattern right there. Again, this is a reversal pattern. It's a V1 pattern. It's a V1 pattern that's also lined up with a possible CV. It's not a CV though, because this candle over here is higher, but this here is a V1 variation pattern. So this is a reversal pattern, possible retracement, and then continuation back up. There's a possible opportunity here for a market flow entry. I'm not going to take it though. Like I said, I think price is going to consolidate here a little bit. So what I'd be looking for is a stronger retracement back down. So I'm going to stay away from the level 1. I'm going to look for the level 2 here, because I don't want to be caught in this consolidation area. Let's see, Rashida said done 980 on top step, 450 on apex, requested payout on the other apex, so not using it until it's approved. Nice work, Rashida. Yeah, you killed it this week and last week and the week before that to get those payouts. So great work right there. I mean, if you're at that point, you guys got your payouts waiting, you might as well just chill out. No need to force anything here and push your account at risk. All right, so there was a market flow entry here that I showed you guys earlier. I mean, it's still running, but the volatility is too low. Like I said, it's not worth the risk. from where it's currently at, unless you pulled out in profit already. Nice. So like Sadie took it, but he caught it for 10. If you want to take any entries right here, I think 10 would be a decent number to grab, or an NPS or anything like that. I think the 15 points might be a little too far out. Okay, so there's a possible market flow entry again right here. I'm not really looking to take it because, like I said, I'm looking for that deeper pullback right here, like to level 2, or even down to the price level of 950 down here. It's just too overextended for me. I don't want to mess with any trades at this point. And you guys can see it's doing exactly what I anticipated. So I told you guys once it gets to 41,000, it's going to consolidate here a little bit, right? And that's what's happening. You don't want to be trading in the consolidation of the chop. It's probably going to pull back here a little bit because this is a reversal pattern, retracement. And I'll be looking for the continuation over here, right? So retracement, continuation, blast right through. I mean, otherwise it's past 7 o'clock, guys. This is like normal for past 7 o'clock. You guys know how this happens. Like the market just dies down around 7. So it's not like this is something new to us. This is why we try to trade between 6:30 and 7, because when 7 hits, you start to get a dead market. And that's exactly what's happening here. So what might happen here, now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably going to consolidate between these points right here. I think this is going to be the range right now. If the volatility picks back up, then this is going to be the range right here. So we got some breaking news from CNBC. Let me just check real quick. Heard my phone take off. All right, so it says Dow jumps 500 points to record Russell. It's record. Russell 2000 gains nearly 2%. Yeah, I think price is going to come down now because now that they've reported on this, people are going to try to chase the buy, but it's too late. Like you can't chase the buy. The buy has already happened. Like it's already up 500 points. Why would you chase the buy at that point, right? So here goes a retracement that I mentioned earlier. And I mean, it's doing exactly what we anticipated. So I'm glad that our analysis is playing out perfect because this just gives us a better idea of what to look out for. So I won't necessarily look for any opportunities right here. I'm going to let this pull back. I'm going to look for it to push back up. So I'm going to look for it to push back up and then retrace and then take my entry. I'm not going to take the first retracement right here. I'm going to let it retrace, push back up, and then retrace again. And then I'll be looking for my entry at that point. Right here, it's just a little too risky for me to get in or want to get in anyways. Looks like there could have been a market flow entry again right there, but you know, it's too tricky. I don't want to trade in this chop or this consolidation. I'd rather just wait for it to break out of this area. Otherwise, you know, I'm happy with my trades for today, so I don't really need to take anything else. I'll look for something, but I'm not going to force any trades here. I'm pretty satisfied with what we got for today. So let me go ahead and just mark up the entries from today. So this is the first one right here. Just going to replay this. This was the first loss. This is at 6:32. A little early. So that was the first loss right there, 6:32. You know, you guys gotta be transparent with yourself. Like I know a lot of people don't like to share losses, but you gotta be transparent. If you lose a trade, that's the only way you'll get better and you'll understand what mistake was made. So we got the first one right there. The second one, I believe, was like right next to it, like right here, right? I think it was, yeah, it was that one right there. So this was the win. It was at 7:34. So I remember I waited a few moments for that. That was a partial win though. So that was one where I got in a little too early, 7:34. So that was a partial win for about 10 points. And then we had the full win that happened right here. This was at 641. I'm documenting the time so that we understand, okay, where our entries actually hitting very smoothly and where are they not. So you guys can see a lot of the entries just happen around happen very quickly actually. So I'll drop this down to 5 points because it was a partial, it wasn't necessarily a super full win. All right, so with that said, I've marked up pretty much the entries for today so far. I'll keep looking for another opportunity here, but at this very moment, obviously there's nothing here as price continues to go sideways within this range that I mentioned earlier. So price is just ranging within this area here. Volatility has pretty much died down a bit. Might pick up later on closer to 7:30. So we'll give it another 15 minutes or so. But this is kind of where it's going sideways. So, with that said, let's take a look over here at our team profits for the day. So let's see, we got travel over here. Travel locked in 459 on his first account, 719 on his second, and 735 on his third. So a total profit of about almost 2,000 for the day. Nice work, travel. All wins. We have Ethan over here. Ethan just made his or Max, sorry. I always get you mixed up. It was Max. Max just got his payout approved. So here's proof again that Apex is paying out. I know a lot of people are always worried about them not paying out. But Max over here just requested a payout of 2,000. Just got approved. He should be expecting that by the end of the month. So nice work, Max. Big congrats to you. We got Jonathan over here. He locked in a profit of 485, about 485 per account. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 accounts. So well over, we'll say about 2,000 for the day. Nice work, Jonathan. So Jonathan locked in about 2,000 all wins. And we had Delicia over here, first account, total profit of 3,875, and her second account, profit of 550. So well over 4,000 for the day. All wins for Delicia. Nice work, Delicia. All right, perfect. So solid profits so far. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for some opportunities here. Price is now climbing back up, so it's looking a little better. There's another market flow entry right here, of course, but didn't take it because the volatility here is kind of low. All right, so what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for price to push up, retrace, come right back up. Again, the volatility here is just a little too low. Like it to pick up a little more. Let's see if this retraces back on the next candle. So it looks like the range is now going to be between the 50 price point over here and the 950. So this is the range between this area. The consolidation is happening in between at the 41,000 mark. Target price point is going to be the 50 point right here. So that's where we're expecting price to push up to. The volatility is starting to pick up a little bit, starting to wipe out these sellers again. Let's take a look. Damn. So look at the number here, guys. This is what I was telling you guys to look out for, right? I said once it goes up to 80%, you're going to expect price to push up higher. That's exactly what happened. Price is at 81, and now they're looking to stop them out even more. So yeah, I'm gonna look for some entries here. So again, I'm gonna look for this to retrace down, bounce off the pivot, and come right back up. But I need some volatility here. I can't have the market too flat. It's just a little too flat right now. I need this to pull back a little more, or a lot more actually. No, they're slow. We got 20 seconds left on this candle. I don't think it's enough time for it to pull back, bounce off the pivot, and shoot right back up. Typically, I like to see the big drop happen within like the first 10 seconds and then look for the correction after it. But yeah, we got 10 seconds left. Probably not going to happen. There's a possible market flow entry again right there, but it's not meeting the criteria because I need to pull back a little bit more. Volatility is just way too low. So, I mean, basically what we're going to do here, or what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep watching it to see when the volatility actually picks up. Because right now it's a little too low. Okay, so this might be a possible setup that's going to be setting up soon. Again, it didn't pull back hard enough. I was looking for it to pull back a little more. This was a market flow entry again, though. Full TP right there if anybody caught it. So I was trying to give you guys a heads up, but it didn't pull back far enough. I wanted to pull back to the pivot level 2 right here, or even the level, right? 41,000 or the level 2 right here. It just pulled back to level 1 and then it shot right through. The good thing is that the volatility is picking back up. It's probably going to hit the target now at this point. It's too far up. Yep. Target price point is going to be right there. I wouldn't be surprised if it shoots right through. Or I might get a retracement here again. Clean this up. It's got 33 seconds left on this candle. It's not enough time for it to pull back again. Maybe, maybe not. Might get a sharp drop right here and a push back up. But not really expecting it. So we got 20 seconds left here. It's not going to happen on this candle. Again, I'm looking for the retracement here. Look for the retracement on the next candle. No, this is probably gonna hit, it's going to hit the target now. This market's tricky. It's tricky because it wants to push up, but it doesn't want to push up yet because they don't want to basically discourage all the sellers here. They want the sellers to hold on to their position. That's how they make their money, right? Yeah, so hit the target right there. That was a target, the 50 mark. CJ said the daily candle is crazy. Let's take a look. Yep, look at that daily candle right there. Pushed up. I mean, it's pretty far up. It's probably up like maybe 500 points. Well, of course 500 points because it pushed up 500 points today. So it's at least 500 points at this point. Target price point right there got hit, guys. Again, I'm going to look for the retracement and continuation back up. 723 right now. Not going to force any entries though. Like I said, I'm only going to take it if it looks good to me. Got the more team profits here. We got Steven. Steven locked in 23, 23, and 6. So profit of about 50 for the day. Nice work, Steven. Which platform is this? Oh, never mind. You're using a MT4 platform. I see you're trading US30. I thought you were trading a future platform, Steven. There's so many different prop firms out there. I was looking at different prop firms, and then there's so many out there, so many bootleg ones. So just be careful with the ones that you guys decide to use. I think I saw one I saw one this morning. I don't know how it showed up on my feed, but it was called like Paradise Trader or something. The thing with that is like, so if you see a lot of like the IML people promoting it, I would be careful with those prop firms, guys. There's this new prop firm where it's just a bunch of the previous iMarkets Live people, and they're like pushing this prop firm. I'll be careful trusting any of the people who are from IML. Just looking out for you guys. because obviously they're trying to sell you on something. That's basically what IML was before. So, I mean, it seems like everybody has their own prop firm nowadays. It's not that hard to make. Like you can, like literally, if you wanted to make your own prop firm, you could. You just gotta white label. You gotta white label it, and there's a ton of white labeling options out there. There's a new prop firm that I'm looking at, guys, right now. You guys have probably heard of it. I'm not going to say the name of it yet because I don't want to promote them. At least not yet until I've tried them. They're basically no eval prop firm. The accounts are a lot more expensive. They're like almost $1,000, but there's no eval. So you go straight into basically a funded account. They're just a little sketchy right now because they don't accept credit card payment. You can only pay through like Bitcoin or bank transfer. So that's why I'm not using them yet. They also don't have NinjaTrader right now. So if they have NinjaTrader in the future, possibly. All right, guys, if this candle swings back up green, this could be a possible entry for a market flow. So I'm going to watch it right here. I don't think it's going to swing up, but we'll see. It has 15 seconds left on it. 10 seconds. Not going to happen. But yeah, like I was saying with that prop firm, it's a no eval stage. It's just straight to PA. So the thing with that that's cool about it is that I want to get in before it gets too popular because once it gets too popular, that's where all the restrictions come in. So I want to get in early, make a bunch of profit with them, and then whatever happens with them, right? So once I use them and I get a payout from them, I'll let you guys know so that you guys can get on that too. And then yeah, I mean, we'll make some quick profit from them. Hopefully they survive. But a lot of these prop firms don't survive. There's only a few prop firms out there that, I mean, there's only 2 prop firms that I can really say that will probably, I'd like to say would survive. So Top Step is number 1, of course. The only downside is that they don't have NinjaTrader, so I can't copy all the accounts. I don't think Top Step will go anywhere. So if you ever want to use a reliable prop firm, it would be Top Step. Apex is number 2, of course, because I use them and they're pretty okay. The thing with Apex, so here's the thing that I've started to notice because I've been in the Apex scene for a while and I know other people who trade with Apex. The main people who get flagged are the people who request like some crazy payouts. So if you're requesting like 10,000 per account, you're gonna get flagged, like because they don't want to pay you out, of course. That's a lot of money. So what I would say is when you guys are with Apex, stay under the radar. Don't go for anything crazy. I think if you request something more than 8,000, you're going to get flagged and they're going to look into your strategy and they're going to wonder what you're doing. If you're requesting like a couple $1,000 per account, then I think you'll be fine. You're not going to get flagged. The people who get flagged are requesting like 10,000 per account. And you can only imagine, 10,000 times 20 accounts, you're requesting 200,000 from Apex. They're going to be like, what is this guy doing to do this consistently? And that's why they come up with all those rules because they see a lot of people kind of YOLOing in the market and they're getting lucky. And that's why the accounts get flagged. So I've been talking to a lot of people and like everybody who I think the threshold is like around 8,000. So don't try not to request more than 8,000 per account. And I think you should be perfectly fine. They're not really going to knock your account. But if you start requesting a lot of payouts and then your strategy looks kind of tricky, like kind of funky, then they're going to, of course, question what you're doing. There was another market flow entry here, guys, but the volatility again is just too low. So if you measure these candles here, these candles are barely moving like 20 points. So you can see there's a market flow entry that just came up right there, but it wasn't a good entry because the volatility is too low. Yeah, Nick said what they're gonna do is look for reasons not to pay you out, and they will find it. Might be wrong, but it just is what it is. Yeah, I've always tried to stay under the radar. So you guys have been with me for a while now. I've always tried to stay under the radar. I don't want to be like in the public eye. Like my trading style here is very different from a lot of other people, so I don't really want to be super public with it to the point where everybody's using it. There's another market flow entry setting up right here, guys. So just a heads up. Just a heads up. If this swings back up green. Got 15 seconds left on this candle. The volatility is too low. I'm not really expecting it to push up. We got 10 seconds left. Probably not going to happen. Yeah, no entry right there. Yeah, exactly. Nick said, but they'll look as hard as they possibly can through your trade to possibly find something wrong with it. Yeah, exactly. So my goal and like my trading in general has always to been to stay under the radar. Like even when I was with FTMO, right? I was requesting payouts, but not requesting anything crazy. I was requesting maybe like 10,000 per account, not like 100,000, right? You request like these crazy amounts. So here's the thing with Apex is that they don't really need publicity anymore, right? They already have so many members within the community. So like even if you're a big YouTuber or a Instagram influencer or anything like that, or TikToker, they don't really care. They'd rather just not pay you out than and then have you as an example because they already have so many clients with Apex. There's another market flow entry here, guys. Possibly, I'm watching it. It's got 5 seconds left. Probably not going to close. Not going to happen. No entry there. Yeah, and like CRX said, 2% of the account is ideal. Yeah, I agree. So that's why it's always important to make withdrawals like as often as possible. So what I would recommend is to just make withdrawals as often as possible. Take your max withdrawal when you can, and funnel that money to your personal account. Because once you funnel it to your personal account, you don't have any restrictions there. So make as much money as you can from these prop firms, and obviously deposit those profits into your personal account. And then with your personal account, then you can start taking the bigger contract sizes because you just want to stay under the radar. Same with us here. We're trying to stay under the radar, right? I don't really promote this group to anybody anymore. The only people who join this group, our group now, are like friends or family, right? It's all by word of mouth. I don't really promote this to the public because once we start the hedge fund, hey man, my studying has just not been consistent. I was supposed to take the test at the end of this month. It's probably gonna get pushed back to next month, of course. But then I have my wedding next month, so I don't know if I'm having enough time to really focus. But yeah, once the hedge fund is up and running, again, my goal is still Q4. So we're still in Q3 right now. We're not even in Q3, we're in Q2, almost Q3. Q4 is the set deadline for the hedge fund to open. So yeah, once the hedge fund's open, then I'm gonna close down the YouTube. If you guys are here on the Discord, that's perfectly fine. I'm still gonna trade live every day, but I'm not going to publicly stream anymore because I don't want to share these strategies with the public, of course. You guys are fine though. You guys who are here already so far if you guys are in the Discord, you guys don't have to worry. You guys will have access to my live trading every day. But when I start to trade for the hedge fund, I don't want to I don't want anybody to really know what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm staying under the radar, make everybody money. We're all gonna be profitable, and we'll keep it at that. Yeah, thanks, Jermaine. Yeah, definitely. Nick said after the wedding is what's sounding likely, like realistically. Yeah, I agree, 100%. And just a reminder, guys, so tomorrow is going to be my last day of trading for this week. I'll be back on Sunday. So next week we'll be back on regular schedule. But for this week, I'm only trading Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So today's Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday. It's my last day of trading. On Thursday, I'm flying out to Cancun like at 4 a.m. So I'll be in the air. I'll be able to trade with you guys. It'd be nice. I mean, if the internet was fast enough, I'd trade with you guys, but of course, like airplane internet's not going to be that fast for me to live stream. So I'll be trading with you guys here tomorrow, and tomorrow will be the last day for this week. I'll be gone Thursday till Sunday, and then I'll be back on this live session for Monday. So just a reminder to you guys, so you guys don't panic on Thursday when you don't see me online. All right, guys, the volatility here is pretty low. I mean, it's doing exactly what we anticipated. So I said earlier, price is probably consolidate. That's exactly what's happening right here. I don't think it's worth forcing any trades. I'll keep looking for entries here, but there's not really any point to force any trades here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'll answer whatever you guys need help with. But looking at current, how price is currently moving, I think at this point, if you're to enter a trade, it'll be a FOMO move. Just that's how I see it personally. Because the volatility here isn't high enough. Typically, you want the candles to be moving at least like 25 points. Like there's like a few candles here that'll be like 25 points, but the rest of these here are like less than 20 points. All right, so as we wait, I'm gonna go ahead and just add up my profits for the day and for the week so far. All right, so let's see where we're at so far for the day and the week. So let's see. 580. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Okay, so we got 580 times 8 plus 545 plus 545 plus 510 plus 370 plus 265. All right, let me do this again. Sorry, guys. I went a little too fast. 580 times 8, and I'm just going to add this over here. So 265. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. All right. These are my PA counts down here. So these are all my PA counts that are all the same. Times 10 plus 4, 6, 40 plus 5, 4, 5 plus 5, 4, 5 plus 5, 10 plus 370. 230. 120. Okay, so for the day so far, I am currently at 9,610 profit. I'll just use that for now. It's just too much work to add up the weekly. It doesn't really matter anyways. This is the first day our first official day trading, so it's all good. Because trade bait wasn't working yesterday. I'll probably have like a little more profit from my personal account yesterday, but for the most part, I mean, this is basically where I'm at. Okay, so here are my profits for the day and the week so far. Currently up 9,610. Nothing crazy. As you guys can see, I've lowered my contract size a little bit because now I have like a bunch of PA accounts down here. Basically, they're all PAs for the most part. That's why my profit is around 9,610. Also, the trade here was a little partial entry. What I'm expecting to yield. So let me just show you guys real quick. So basically, on all my PA accounts, it's going to be 7 contracts. So for every trade, I'm looking to make about 525, right? That's like per trade. So on average, 525 times, let's see, 21, because including my personal account. So this is on average what I'm looking to make per trade, 11,025. So on average, this is what I'm looking to make pretty much per every trade I take. If I take 2 trades a day, like today we took 2 trades, one was partial, one was full. If I take 2 trades, I'm looking to make about 22,050 per day. Well, if we have a good day, right? Two back-to-back trades. So this is kind of what I'm looking at. So if you guys look at my daily profits, that's kind of what it's going to look like. 11,000. I'm pretty close to it. I'm at 9,610. But yeah, it's about 11,000. So with all of my PA accounts, guys, I'm taking 7 contracts. And then on my personal account, I'm also taking 7 contracts. So that's just 525 times 11 or 21. Right? Yeah, 21. If you guys didn't hear my breakdown yesterday, so I was mentioning yesterday that for my personal account, I'm going to be scaling it up. So basically I'll be risking about 10% per day, 5% per trade. And then once I get my personal account up to above 100,000, then I'll scale it down to 5% per day. And I'll just keep scaling it from there. But right now, since it's below 100,000, I'm basically taking 10% risk per day because we have such a high win rate. So it's okay to take a risk that high for obviously an account like that. And then you guys will see it grow. So once the hedge fund is up and running, I will be posting my statements basically every month. Maybe every week, but every month for sure. You guys will see my personal account broker statements, like my performance, because once I am registered with the NFA, I have to disclose all of my trading activity. So right now I don't really need to. I mean, I can if I want to, but once I start the hedge fund, that's the whole point of about being legit, right? There's a lot of other people who will do account management, but they'll never show you their actual performance. For me, I'm like required to show my performance. So that's going to show even more transparency to what we already have here. I mean, I trade live every day, so it's not like you can't just go and review every live trading session to see what I did for the day. But I'll be providing basically my broker, not statements, but my broker performance with every single trade taken pretty much monthly, which will be beneficial to you guys because you guys can see exactly where I'm entering, where I'm exiting. Even though you guys are here on the live, you guys will see the exact numbers and also the commissions, fees, and stuff like that. Steven is asking, will the hedge fund be 100% remote or will you also have an office building for it? I mean, there's gonna be an office building, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna be trading from the office building. I'm not gonna get up like at 5 o'clock to go to the office to go trade when I can just walk to my home office. So there's gonna be an office like where work is done and stuff, but I don't think I'll be trading from my office. I'm not gonna get up super early to do what I can already do from my home office. So yeah, there's gonna be an office, Steven. It's just I'm probably not gonna be trading there in the morning. I'll be there like during the day to meet with clients and stuff like that, but not I'm probably still gonna be trading from here. It's just easier this way, trading from here. All right, guys, so we got price coming back down right here. The volatility is still very low. As you guys can see, the range is currently between the 41,000 and the 100 mark right here. This is currently where the range is at. And the volatility is still kind of low. So let me measure these candles real quick. Yeah, it's not really enough for me to want to take any trades here, guys. There is a market flow entry that can be coming up right here. So just a heads up if you guys are looking for a market flow entry. I don't personally like it because there's a sell signal that's pending right here. There's about 19 seconds left on this candle, so it's probably not going to swing back up. But if it does swing back up, that will be a market flow entry. It's 7:42 right now, guys. So we're getting closer and closer to 8 o'clock. As you guys know, I typically don't trade after 8 o'clock. That's my official cutoff. So if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, as we get closer and closer to 8 o'clock, we'll be wrapping this up pretty soon. There's just nothing here to take, and I don't want to force you guys to, or I don't want you guys to influence you guys to force any trades. I think any trades around this point right here is going to be considered FOMO because there just isn't enough volatility and there's not any movement here. Obviously, you guys can see, like I mentioned, price is going to consolidate and range between this area here. So if you do want to take some entries, what you want to look for here is price to break above, retrace, and push up higher. But with what we have here, because of the strong bullish push, so if you measure what price movement from opening price, so this blue line right here is opening price. Price has pushed up over 400 points since open. That's crazy, right? Price has pushed up over 400 points. We don't get this much movement ever. Like we barely get 100 points when price moves on a normal day. So for it to push over 400 points, it's very, very, very far up. I mean, it's risky to take trades in either direction. Obviously, I'd have a bias for a buy here because I don't really think price is going to come down yet. Let's take a look at retail sentiment. Yeah, retail sentiment is at 83%. So a lot of retail traders here are banking on price to come down. I think price is going to rally even further. So looking at this right here, I mean, this is such a big number here. It shows you that all the retail traders are basically trying to catch the top, right? I don't think they're going to catch the top, honestly. I think price might come down a little bit. make them a little happy, and then shoot right back up. So, I mean, that's kind of what I'm expecting right here. Yeah, there's not really too much going on. So let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing real quick before I get off. All right. So guys, just another reminder, if you guys want to get some more Apex accounts, and I'll put the link over here again just for you guys on the YouTube. If you guys want to get more Apex accounts, the promo is running until it's not till the end of the month, so you can't wait like too long. There's like 15 days left. It's like close to the end of the month, but it doesn't extend into August. So if you guys want to use this, I mean, it's such a good price, guys. Like you're not gonna get a better price than this. It's $40 for. I'll put this over here. It's $40 for a 300K account. And if you just, if you just YOLO it, I mean, I wouldn't say YOLO, but if you want to trade that way and pass it within like 15 days, because it's 1 day pass. Like if you trade on a heavy news day, like how I typically do, you can easily pass it very quickly. Or if you trade like, during this type of market, you can just catch the bounces off the pivots, right? Price comes up. And if I call it, if I say that there's a market flow entry, if you really feel comfortable with it, just take the entry. Because there was about like, I think we took 3 of the entries today, but realistically there was like maybe 10 entries that came up. So just a heads up, the promo is gonna last for another 15 days. I don't know if they're gonna extend it again. I mean, who knows? We always joke around about it that they're just gonna keep extending it, but eventually they're probably not going to, because I think right now they're too busy to really do anything. As you guys know, Apex they're going through a lot of stuff right now, trying to improve the user experience. They're trying to pick or reestablish the Discord. So they're busy with a lot of things. They're not able to really run any new promos, so they just keep extending it. I don't know if they'll extend after this because they have about a month to fix whatever issues they have. So I don't know. If you guys don't have all the accounts you want, I mean, $40 is a steal. $40 and then $80 for a PA, basically the lifetime PA fee. Because normally it's like $200. Like I remember when I first got my PAs, I was paying about 170 per account just for eval, and then I paid another like 280, I think, for the PA. So that's like $400 there. You're basically getting it for like, I don't know, like it's super discounted compared to that. So just a heads up. FF is asking, has Apex paid you yet? Yeah, they paid me. I mean, they've been paying me. Before I had like maybe like I had like 6 PA accounts. So I've been requesting about like per month or whenever I'm able to make a request, I'm requesting about like 5 to 10,000 or maybe 5 to 15. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but I've been requesting in total 5 to 15. They pay out right away. I just looked at my story right now. A lot of the people here in the group, they all got paid out on time too, or they got approved at least. So yeah, I mean, they've been paying out perfectly fine. Everyone's kind of worried about Apex not paying out, but like we talked about earlier, the only people who aren't getting paid out are trying to game the system. Like everybody who I've talked to who hasn't gotten paid out, and I know a lot of people in the community for Apex. Everyone who's not getting paid out, they're doing something that's like against the rules. Like I don't know one person who hasn't gotten paid out and they've been following the rules. Everybody who's been following the rules has been getting paid out. Everybody who complains about not getting paid out, they're just not telling you the full truth. Like I know that for a fact, because I don't know one person that hasn't gotten paid out who isn't doing something that's not allowed for the most part. So if you guys don't want to use Apex, that's completely fine. Don't use them. That's better. That's better for us because we don't. it doesn't really affect us very much. I know a lot of people hate on Apex, but I can't hate on them as long as they keep paying me out and they're consistent and they're not doing anything weird, then I'm gonna keep using Apex. So everyone's entitled to their own opinion with Apex, but I'm gonna keep using them. Most of the money from Apex is going to my personal account anyways. So let's see. Nick's asking, how long has it been since your last payout? I got payout on the last one, so it was last month. When was it? July, March, April, May, June. Yeah, June. It was like the last payout in June, the second payout. So I got paid out the first week of July. That's when the payout went through. I mean, it wasn't a lot. It was like 8,000, I think, but it's a payout. So, I still think they're trustworthy. They haven't like missed anything that I've requested. Like all my payouts have been pretty decent. Yeah, let me see if I can even pull it up on here. Let's see, go my business accounts. Or my last one was a little. Or it's still pending. It actually hasn't came through yet. So it's still pending right now. Yeah, the one before that was like 8,000, but this one over here is currently pending right now. Let me see. Like I want to share with you guys, but I also don't want to share my personal info. So let me see if I can black some stuff out real quick. Just to show you guys that they're paying out. I mean, a lot of people are always worried about them paying out. Just want to make sure there's no personal info. It's fine. Okay, looks like I can open it up here. Yeah, so here is my payout from Apex. You guys can see it's my business account, Kodi Kai trades, Apex Trader, and there's my payout. It's still pending, it hasn't gone through yet, but it's supposed to, it goes through eventually, but I mean, they've already sent it. So they sent it, it just needs to be cleared. You guys can see the date right there. So yeah, I mean, Apex pays out, guys. I always see people complain about Apex not paying out, but I don't know any person who's legitimately trading, um, who and they pay out in lumps, like they pay you out in total. So that's not just per account, that's like all the accounts that I requested all together. That's just what I've done. So like anybody could hate on Apex all they want, but they're paying me out, so I don't hate on them. They're fine. Um, some months are different, some months are better than others. Like June was actually a pretty decent month for us, or it was an okay month. The month before that was a lot better in May, so I had a lot more profit. But that's I just wanted to show you guys that it's possible and it's not a scam. Yeah, CJ said I've never had an issue with payouts either. That's what helped me get over yesterday's nonsense because they paid me. Yeah, I know. I was kind of worried too when Tradeovate wasn't working because that was kind of weird that it wasn't working for Apex. And then I saw other people having the same complaint. Like I'm on a bunch of Discord servers, like with Blue Sky, Top Step, a couple other ones, and a lot of people had issues with Tradeovate yesterday. So I figured it was a Tradeovate problem, not Apex. CRX is asking how many PA accounts is that? I think that was, so I have about 11 PA accounts right now, but I don't have the trading day minimum on those because they're still kind of new from NFP. Those are the ones I got from NFP. So I had about I think from that payout, it was about 4 or 5 accounts. And it was like one 100K account and then a couple 250K accounts and then a couple 300K accounts. That's why the profits are a little smaller. And you guys can see over here from my profits as well. You can see which accounts have the smaller profits because they're smaller accounts, of course. So that's why the payout wasn't as much, but a payout's a payout, so I'm cool with it. Yeah, thanks, FF. I know. I just want to give you guys some be comfortable with Apex because I know a lot of people are scared to use Apex because they hear all these horror stories about people not getting paid out. But it's because they're doing something like they're doing DCA. I understand DCA is a strategy, but it's their rule. You can't trade that way. So they can make whatever rules they want. People, it's always DCA or people who are over leveraging. You know, the 30% consistency rule is a real thing. So you just gotta keep that in mind as well. If you follow the rules, I think you guys will be fine. And if you guys trade the way that I trade, I think you guys will be fine too, because I haven't had any issues with my payouts. I've been getting payouts from March, May, June. Yeah, since June. So last month. June up until now. My last payout was in April from when I had the other accounts, and then I blew those accounts, and then I had to do my evals again, and then I started getting payouts again in June. So that is where I'm at. Hopefully by the end of this month, they'll all be switched over to 300Ks. So right now I currently have about a little more than half that are 300K, a couple that are 250K, and then have one 100K. But hopefully by the end of the month, I'll have them all switched over to all 300. Martin's asking, Sean, what's the best way to communicate with you for a private question? The best way is to message me on Discord. Because I check the Discord pretty often. You can email me as well, but the emails kind of get lost sometimes, especially if you're sending me an email from someone I've never spoke to before. The best way is through Discord. So if you're on the Discord, you can message me. Otherwise, if you want to look me up on Discord, it's at Kodi Kai Trades. So basically it's Kodi Kai Trades. But yeah, if you send me a direct message on Discord, I will respond to you from there. All right, so other than that, guys, I think that's about it for now. The volatility here is starting to pick up a little bit, but it's getting close to 8 o'clock. So this is my cutoff for trading. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, if you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in the group as well. So for my profits for the day, I've locked in at 9,610, all wins here. Looking over here, or actually not all wins, sorry. I had one loss and then I had one win and then one partial. So that's my profits for the day right here. Looking over here, our team profits, we have Steven here locked in about 50. We have Delicia locked in well over 4,000. We have Jonathan locked in about 4,000 as well. We have Max over here getting his $2,000 payout. Here's another confirmation of a payout that Max here got. So, Apex is paying out. We got Travel here, total profit of well over 1,500 for the day, all wins. And we have David here with a total profit of 240. So, all right, guys, that's about it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll be back here tomorrow for our last trading day for this week. So, all right, guys, other than that, have a great rest.